Hi, everybody. This is the Hungry Math Professor here, and today I'm going to do a review of a great little book called Gödel's Proof, which was originally written by Ernest Nagel and James Newman in 1958. But then Douglas Hofstadter, who's famous for his book Gödel, Escher, Bach, was asked to um, do a revised edition where he just cleaned it up a little bit and wrote a foreword to the book. And it's funny because it's a book written in 1958. Some could argue that it's maybe outdated or something, but honestly, I think this would be a real mistake to think that it's outdated. I'm sure it is outdated in some ways, but again, I think Hofstadter being asked to do a revised edition was done for a reason because this is a fantastic book. I mean, Gödel's incompleteness theorems, which is the subject of the book, are not an easy topic to write a somewhat general audience book about. I would say this book maybe is not going to be readable to anyone, but I think it's written really well for someone who did study mathematics in college, either as a major or a minor, a math professor who's never studied mathematical logic, or someone who was in broadly in the STEM field and has some understanding of logic and is interested in sort of digging into the details. I think it's written for people like that. It's not written for someone who is a math logician, of course. There's other books you can read to get like all the technical details of Gödel's incompleteness theorem proved. But it is written, I think, for someone who has some kind of mathematical background and who is interested in understanding Gödel's proof. And what makes the book, in my opinion, so well done is a few things. For one, they strike a balance in showing you the steps of Gödel's proof without showing you too much, which is a hard balance to strike. And I think they do that really well. By the way, I read this book with a student that I have who's an honor student at Lehman, who's a math major, who has enough logic to do mathematics, but has not studied formal logic. And he was also able to read the book, and we talked about it together over several meetings. So I have already studied a lot of mathematical logic, so perhaps my opinion alone is a little biased, but I think the fact that my student could also understand having been a math major but not studied sort of formal logic, mathematical logic. So yeah, they strike a good balance between showing you the proof, the ideas of the proof, and a lot of the details of the proof without showing you too many details of the proof. If you want to see everything, you can go somewhere else and read something else, right? They also do a really good job of putting his theorems in historical context and also putting his theorems into the context of the math and the philosophy that's going on at the time, why people care, why they're interested in this particular things that they are interested in at the time. So I just think it's such a short book too, which is it's unbelievable how short of a book it is, and how in just like 100 short pages they could do so much and explain so much. Even though I'm familiar with everything that they explained before, I feel like it was new in the sense of how it was organized, sort of presented in a way that um, cause new thoughts and new understanding. One thing that was particularly interesting to me is they give you a proof that propositional logic, so logic without quantifiers, is um, is consistent, which was interesting. So they give you a fairly simple axiomatization of propositional logic, and then they're able to show you that that is consistent, which is a new proof for me, which was quite interesting. So anyway, all I can say is good things about this book. It's short and sweet, but really does a lot in a short amount of time. So I highly recommend you go check it out. And if you do like the book, then you can find other things afterwards if you want to dig into even more details than that. And you can find other books that I've already reviewed on my channel. So go check it out. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you at another video.